Xayah also available. No Rakan, of course.
They could also just play like Zeri Lulu, but they're ultimately looking for the safe anti-Leona engage here with this Xayah on how they want to play it. We'll see a potential Zed angle here. That would be an all-in composition here on the dive. Can avoid the Renata ultimate pretty well because you can simply jump past it.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're doing that, but I do actually like the Zed. Just a bunch of burst damage is something that Xayah can't really deal with. Like, do you Featherstorm against the Leona, or do you Featherstorm to survive against Zed? If the Zed...
We're just never going to team fight. That's what we're going to do. And so Vladimir is going to come in, the team fight extraordinaire. AGAL have, what, like, how many sources of CC? 2? 3? In this game? It's kind of crazy, but... Yeah, you can see Tarzan in the area as well, and they don't have a lot of information as there is the Zenith Blade in. Kyle looking for that angle as Ruler is flashing after Hope and gets the first blood. The bailout, can they actually make it work? The answer is no, but now it's another 2v2 as both junglers have made it to the area, and the damage from this Leona is non-existent, so Ruler is able to free hit a double kill to start the game 5 for Gen G's 80 carry.
That was actually going to be the backbreaker as we'll watch this again as he realizes, okay, I have to go all in. Handshake here, decent. Goes all in, actually cancels that one auto as he flashes here. Doesn't get the last one. You can see he's clicking for it desperately. Decides to kite back here, but then the peel from the Skarner is great. The miss here from the ZQ actually really huge in terms of the damage, and with this pushback, they just cannot actually get that final hit onto Ruler. He will be able to take both of these kills and a massive lead. His CS lead was already amazing, as you can see the stress and then the relief here in the Gen G. Otherwise, he's going to keep building leads, so the rest of the map just opens up massively. And now we're just going to have this 3v3.
Well, Canyon's just driving in. He's going to beat Tarzan to the punch as Kyle. Where is he going to go? The Destiny is going to come forward, but it's Shanks that's stolen it away. Chovy turns up as well. I mean, everyone can be seen. The Destiny's gates all over the place. And the pressure is still mounting.
He's so patient with this Impale, too. He could have looked for the two-man there, but he's like, no, I'd rather just have that for the objective itself. When this Silas comes through, or even potentially the Slippery Zed, depending on the scenario. Ruler's got cleansed.
Captain Jack there from Ruler is pretty nice, but the culling softening up Duro quite a lot, and that's going to mean that Tarzan gets some control over this dragon. Mid lane is just going to be shoved in as now the Destiny comes through from Chovy. It's looking for the target. Tarzan getting taken down low as Chovy just trying to distract them as best he can. The flash forward from Kyle on top of Ruler, who's in an awkward position, but the teleport comes on down. Kyle is going to die. Tarzan gets another great smite, but there goes the Leona, and AL still not on the board when it comes to these kills in this fight. There's a hostile takeover. Shanks is extraordinarily dead in this moment, and Canyon is the one that locks down the kill, making it the 4th for Gen G.
It's so tough. They are able to peel off the Leona and then just win the longer fight. And speaking of Leona, Kyle is going to be the target here again.
Buckshot going to come through there as Keen. Down to 50%. Hextech Ultimatum going to come in though as Solar Flare getting some decent work done. The culling is lying in wait, and the Hemoplague does come on down as well as Canyon just going to present Kyle as a target. He is going to go down. Hextech Sweep comes in, but now it is another gate combo, and this time it's a Silas trying to make his way in, but he doesn't actually get there. Doesn't pull the triggers. Oh, Shanks flashed for it. But
Still a pretty good fight for Gen G at the end of the day, but I mean, this is a Leona that's going to absorb so much pressure. You know, they end up ulting her, but she's got a clip. She's walking out. The redemption has to be used here. Keen is so incredibly low, and then the suppression is used onto Kyle as well. And Zed is actually doing so much damage here in the interim, and then the follow-up does come through Tarzan. Look at how much he does. Really funny to see Shanks attempt here because he thinks the handshake is enough to get Duro out, but Tarzan actually with the shadow is able to get him. He thought the shadow wasn't going to be there in time, so he flashes for it. That's another small advantage that Gen G do end up picking up here.
He's above 10 CS per minute easily. Keen in a bit of trouble in the bottom lane, though.
He is going to have to make a bit of an ultimatum here with AL as there's the flash in for Kyle. And where did she go? This is what we were talking about. Best CC is death, and they've got a fair bit of that.
Yeah, the Vladimir pick into this feels pretty good when you can just get out of that.
So far as Hope gonna flash, and Canyon says you deserve the ultimate.
To see a 35-minute game, maybe we can have that conversation.
Well, you can see the shadow was set up. Tarzan had an idea that perhaps there was someone lying in wait there, so nice little defensive play. Still, these are two picks that haven't necessarily been working. TF we haven't really seen here at EWC that much. And we'll see whether Trophy can make it happen. His time is now as the Destiny does come in. And now they have to face check, they have to go for this.
TP.
And what are they going to be able to do? I mean, Kyle, he's seen the Destiny just gives you infinite vision. The black sheep wall just typed in chat, feeling pretty good as Chovy hunting for a target with this yellow card, but AL getting into a decent position. It might even just be a 50-50 here, as it is going to be secured by Canyon as he doesn't find the impale, but the hostile takeover is absolutely fantastic. Another handshake is good, and Chovy picks up the first kill of the fight. There is one back as Shanks gets one, and now the Vladimir might be able to get something done. Shanks finding the chains, but he then goes down as it's a double for Chovy. Could it be a triple? The answer's no, as that kill belongs to Ruler. There's the shutdown as Canyon says he wants a double, and Genji will win yet another fight. Grab an ace and they can take whatever they want.
I don't think it was massive amounts of damage in this, and unfortunately, despite a really good performance from Flandre in this fight, he just doesn't have the damage yet.
He's just not quite ready yet, and it feels so bad for him. Like, he gets in and he actually does do a lot of damage. This impaling we're talking about, the stolen one, is gigantic. And then you've got the Humomancer right in there, Flandre trying his best. He almost bursts down Ruler, and they finally get him through the bailouts as Ruler has to flash forward just to get the takedown, but immediately dies. Actually really close down to the wire, but Genji barely get across the line. And a huge reaction from Ruler as he knows, okay, we did it.
Look at Tarzan's face as well. Like, that fight could not have been closer, and I think given the circumstances of how much of a lead Genji had in this game.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been allowed to be that incredibly close. Like you guys say, Shanks wrapping around and finding the angle. Is Kyle going aggressive? Another Destiny comes on in. They know exactly where everyone is. Kyle going to be the target, and he should go down pretty comfortably as a Feather Storm will be invested. It's a decently large cooldown, but Canyon is just driving around. He'll take 2 ultimates for his trouble. Gets the suppression, but he does fall. Another hostile takeover. There are in fact multiple of them all over this rift right now, but the handshakes are so good, and Genji are just controlling this battlefield.
600 gold ahead. Uzaya is 3,000 gold ahead. Hope is often alive at the end of these fights, but he can't offer anything as Kyle's looking for an angle here.
Possible 2v3 here in favor of AL as Tarzan takes so much damage. Okay, maybe it's not, as Keen will take a bit back, and Duro, he's going to turn up. Chovy looking for the angle here as Handshake brings back the Leona, and look at this. They're just holding them at bay, and down goes the Leona for the first kill in the fight. Now Canyon throwing rocks around. Hope is going to make it back to the turret and should be able to deal with this wave.
To the left of the pit. They can't just reset and look for a take as Shanks is trying to delay those resets.
Yep, gets that information that Keen is in this brush, as now it's a bit of a struggle, and he will just get taken down. That is not the information that he wanted when he pressed that Destiny button, and now the fight is going to extend. Flandre having to use that pull pretty early. I think perhaps they have learned over the last couple of games to just not do that. And as I say it, immediately, that is not going to be the case. They do start it up. Tarzan, is going to be taking a lot of damage. Information advantage is massive with that Destiny just being thrown out. And AL will move back. That ulti is going to wear off, though, before the Baron is actually down, as into the pit goes Canyon, and can they burst this down is the question. Yes, they can, because the Blade Caller is going to be there. Now Tarzan with the death mark, but the death is his in this fight. Now Chovy just trying to kite around Flandre, who gets out of Hemoplague, but the pull's on cooldown. The flashes go forward, and Hope is the target. He's taken down, and in fact, he dies with all the hope of AL at the same time, as this should be the ace just after the Baron. And Genji, they may just have done it. They may have just won Game 5 and made themselves the EWC winners here for 2025.
They have absolutely done exactly that. Atlas Genji will be your winners tonight.
And this time, they'll be the ones to crush the final key and lift the trophy. A hard-fought series. Despite a 2-0 lead, AL did not give up. It was a hard-fought win in Game 5, but a dominant Game 5 to close it out.
An incredible victory here for Gen G. Like you say, the history from last year making up for that, but also the club championship, such a huge thing for this team that has already had success in 2 other titles. They will be skyrocketing themselves with all of the points that they've accrued just here today, as that trophy will be completed and Ruler gets to lift another one alongside his teammates here for 2025.
Because I can now announce to here and you watching at home that our Sony MVP of this tournament, it's Gin!
이번 EWC 2025 리그 오브 레전드의 소니 MVP는 긴 선수입니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your League of Legends at the Esports World Cup 2025 winners, Gen G!
I mean, just such composure by Gen G. When you feel like it's slipping out of your fingers, the sensation to just clutch your hand and keep grabbing it and not let it go out of your hands. Just
Really
want to come back, do not let AJAL complete the reverse sweep, and they reclaim their title.
So far they've selected AGAL, they selected Hanwha, and they don't have to select teams that they beat, so they could take anyone. Should you take the key of
They're gonna
last
take
year's
Cloud9.
defenders?
Cloud9.
Could they take Cloud9s? What are they pointing to? There's Hanwha's, yeah. They're like, well, we've already taken Hanwha.
T1, it's gotta be T1.
And yes, they will steal
Yeah.
T1's key in resin underneath the game trophy. AGAL, Hanwha Life Esports, and T1's keys will be inside the 2025 Esports World Cup League of Legends game trophy for Gen G, who has spearheaded the Esports World Cup and presents the frame over to Ruler, showing it off to everyone, shaking the hands of all the players. Gen G have their moment. Ruler has yet another notch in his belt in his storied career as he puts that on in, and it locks in the legacy for Gen G for 2025 at the Esports World Cup.